Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the best division in football with Authentic in the Beard, brought to you by All or Nothing Studios. I am the Beard, that is Authentic if you did not know, and it is NFL Championship weekend. The AFC Championship, the NFC Championship, we are down to 4 teams. Looks like Waterfly says the sound is off.
Yeah, we're getting a little double. I'm seeing. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'll tell you what. Let's take a quick break, real quick. Make sure that's right, and we'll be right back. Get this intro popping proper.
And we're back. I should be good now with my audio.
Yeah.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with us as always. So it has been a interesting couple days since we last saw you as far as the National Football League goes. The former quarterback of the Washington football team, Dwayne Haskins, has signed with...
Oh, it's official now.
Oh, yeah, it's official.
Hey, that's what's up.
With the Pittsburgh Steelers, as predicted by your very own Mr. Beard here. Also, the Detroit Lions
You did predict that.
I did predict that.
That's facts.
As Mr. Authentic likes to say, you could check the receipts.
Yes, you can check the receipts. They're not that old. They're just a couple days old.
And
30-day buyback guarantee.
Yeah. Also, the Detroit Lions are now biting kneecaps with their new head coach. And the Philadelphia Eagles signed a new head coach, the former offensive coordinator from the Indianapolis Colts. So... it's been pretty wild. How are things going in your world, Mr. Authentic?
I mean, things is going all right here. I'm supposed to pull up to a Fisk Vegas show tomorrow. I think we're doing that around 6 p.m. or something like that, so definitely stay tuned for that. I saw a lot of people from the chat checking out some old content. I saw Sunday was checking out some old Authentic shows. I appreciate you checking that out. And I think Joseph Bobby was the one who was checking out our tailgate live broadcast last year, which I went back and took a look at, man. That was just crazy. That was just so wild, man.
The story behind the whole stadium episode is just crazy in general. Like the whole setting up of everything.
Oh, man, the setup
and
was ridiculous.
Basically using a car, jumper cables to power everything. Like it was amazing.
Yeah, that was, could have been some Back to the Future Doc Einstein vibes, man. And, remember how they was trying to get the clock to get struck by lightning? It was kind of looking like that out there. We had a pickup truck with a big old battery on it, hooking up all my audio equipment to that. It was ridiculous, but it looks pretty flawless on camera, man. I had a blast doing that. It was interesting to go back and just look at the old vibe. And then I saw the intro, too, where Chris Alvarez swindled his way into the game, man. That was pretty hilarious, man. That was good vibes, man. I can't wait.
It was a good episode.
Yeah, that was a good episode. How we were flashing back, from in studio to, like, being at the game, actually. And trivia was actually really dope, too, with Mark and Nick.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of prizes. I still have a few prizes that we didn't give away. I still have.
Yeah, we need to give those away this year.
Washington football team stuff, like a backpack.
Oh, nah. Giants Nation. You don't need none of that. Definitely not.
Oh, man, I'll tell you. I just a little off the football thing.
Yeah.
I have been diving hardcore into this NBA Top Shot stuff.
Top Shots, is that the Moments joint?
That's the moment thing.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's NFT, which is non-fungible tokens. It's like this whole nother world. People who are big into cryptocurrencies and stuff are really big into this. But another moment just sold for a crazy amount of money. Somebody sold one of the LeBron James moments for like $45,000.
Dang, that's crazy.
So I just pulled one of my like first like really nice ones. I've been selling a whole bunch already. Like just like the whole concept of it. And I'm almost 100% sure that the NFL and Major League are going to jump on this. Like NFL, like the amount of money, they can make off of it, and just like it's perfect setup for sports because they're moments, right? So like, the LeBron moment that sold was like I think a week after Kobe passed away, and he got a steal in the game, and he
dunk.
did the Kobe tribute dunk in the game.
And he did. I remember seeing the freeze frames of the pictures, man.
Yeah.
It's almost a mirror image of Kobe, man. It was such a dope dunk, too.
So it's like, it's really catered to people who are like hardcore sports like fans too, because like, if you go and you get like, your favorite player's moment, like if it's a rookie this year and you're just watching them play and their moment is their first points on the team, like,
right.
That's something that kind of sticks with you as a fan. And with football, like, you can just imagine the type of moments you can get, like with a running back hurdle somebody, or Alvin Kamara crossing the goal line for his 6th touchdown in a game, just like things like that. So the entire, concept of it is absolutely amazing. And people are jumping on it from all different corners of the sports world, the tech world. And like, I'm always trying to like find out new innovative things and things that intrigue me. Like, I remember when Awthentik put me on to Gary Vee for the first time. I was just like, this is crazy.
Like, door open, light comes through.
So like, for me, it's really dope. And I highly suggest that everybody jumps on it now, because I'm even a little bit late on it. Not necessarily late on it. Like, I'm getting
How long has it been around? That's what I was going to ask.
I think it's been around since the end of summer.
Okay. So it's really in its infancy right now.
Yeah, it's still, the website itself is still a beta.
Got you.
And the website's been going down because the traffic is just insane. Like, people are going crazy over it. Like, you have people who do like fantasy sports are huge into it. Crypto people huge into it. Like, I see a lot of like high level like football analysts, basketball analysts. Everybody is going crazy over it.
Yeah.
It's something that's affordable too, and like. They're on Series 2 now. The Series 1 moments are like they're like almost unobtainable because the value has gone up so high. So it's a good time to get into it. And I wanted to give that to our faithful viewers.
Yeah, we need a sponsorship from them. I'm trying to get some paper, man. We need to get that back.
It's pretty awesome. So I suggest
now
everybody.
wait, I want to ask you one more thing about it.
Yeah.
So with players who are, let's say a guy like Hero or something like that, who has a rookie moment that's already happened, are they putting stuff that happened that dates the app?
No, everything I think in Series 1 happened in last season.
Okay, so it's all stuff during the existence of the app.
And so like stuff that's coming out right now are like moments that have happened so far this season. And so like a lot of times what they do is they put a cap on how many that they produce. So some of them are limited edition, like 250, 275. Some are like 4,000. Some are 9,000. So when they start putting a cap on these and they become limited edition, it's pretty amazing, like how you can, get a piece of this action. And it's just like with sports cards. If somebody goes off like for a game, like last night, Cole Anthony, the rookie out of University of North Carolina, plays for Orlando Magic, hit a game-winning 3-pointer. This morning, the value of his moments went up like 100%.
Dang, that's crazy.
So it's super interesting.
So the longer
stuff.
the app exists, the more the more value is going to be placed.
Yeah,
on these
and then the
moments.
more people that come in, and the more money that's flowing in and out of it. Like it's almost. And the thing is like, what makes it really cool is that you can. There's so many ways that they can go with this. Like, you can like do a thing where it's like, you actually take your moments and play your moments against somebody else's moments and battle for something, something like that.
Got you.
You can eventually, you can trade moments, all types of stuff. And they have these challenges. So like basically they're getting ready to release a new pack. So you have to own 4 or 5 moments, specific players, right? And then when you open the packs, you have to get 4 cards from those packs. Once you have all those moments, you've completed the challenge, then you get a reward, which is like a super limited edition one. If you get like a number 1 of that reward, it's worth like, $40,000, $50,000.
It kind of sounds like the video game model a little bit, what's happening with games that they're releasing for free, kind of like Fortnite is, and Apex Legends. Like, they're selling, different things within that system. So I see what they're doing there. I still don't see myself paying for no moment. I just can't do it. I can't do it, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
but
I'm going to keep my eye on it with you for
I'm
sure.
going to go ahead and give some shout-outs to some people in the chat. Thank you guys for joining us. Everybody who's watching on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up while you're here. It does help get this stream out to the YouTube universe. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Facts. And
Big
then we can be
shout-outs
friends.
to Sugar Tots is in the building.
Sugar Tots in the building. I wonder who he was asking how old.
I forget who they were
How
talking to.
old is them stanking drawers that you've been wearing for 5 weeks? Like,
My man Waterfly is in the building. Said he had a rough day at work.
hey, man, hopefully you can kick back. We're going to have just 2 games today, man. We're going to chop it up, man. Y'all got any questions in the chat, too, man? Definitely throw them out there. You know, we're trying to extend these segments as long as we possibly can. So definitely, man, hopefully we can help you wind back a little bit there, Waterfly.
Max Webster's in the building. And I heard Max getting ready to launch his podcast here soon.
Yeah, we was talking in the DM a little bit about that, too, man. He's got his hands on some good gear he was looking at, too. So saw the logos for it. Stuff's looking good, man. Y'all make sure to sub him up once he launches
Excited
the
for
channel.
that. Excited. I'm always excited to see people, you know, just jump out there and do it.
Yeah, that's the way, man.
It's awesome.
Ain't nobody got time to be just chilling and wasting time on dreams and all that. Nah, that
And
ain't
we
the vibe.
always here to support and show love to everybody. That's what we do here.
That's facts.
Shout out to Roman.
Giants Nation in the building. What's up, Roman? How you doing?
That Daniel Jones gets me every
like,
time, man.
Yeah. Let me get deuce. That's what it look like.
Big shout out to Glock 30.
Glock in the building one time. What's up, fam? How you living?
What's going on, brother? Lax 044.
Hey, Lax in the building one time. Love when Bad Dog does the charity streams. He is a good dude. Yeah. Does he got another one coming up here soon? Or I remember last one I checked in for him was actually he had a quick one where they raised like 2K real quick, like in 40 minutes, I feel like. And before that was the 24-hour stream that he did like sometime last year. I tapped in at like 4 a.m, man. Bad Dog looked like he was ready to tap out.
Big shout out to Chip Kelly. Came in late.
Chip Kelly, we was talking about your offense the other day, man.
Yeah,
Shout out
we
Chip
were.
Kelly in the building one time.
That's a good trivia question. Where is Chip Kelly right now?
Ooh.
I think he's running an offense in COD somewhere.
I was going to say like Northwestern or something. I know that's wrong, though.
Shout out to Justin. What's going on, my
Hey, what's up,
fellas?
fam?
I just watched Quiddy Pay's 3-cone drill. The man is a monster. My pick for defensive player of the year.
Ooh, early. That's what's up. That's
You
what's
know what
up.
would be awesome? Authentic versus the Beard 3-cone drill.
Let's do it. We talked about that last season, so we got to get to it. You know, I got some things up there. I got the cones.
I'm just planting the seeds for everybody in the chat so they know to keep their eye out for Authentic versus the Beard stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm dominating. I'm gonna dominate in Authentic versus the Beer. We got the tee up there. We gotta do some field goals. We gotta do a couple things.
Oh man, I watched some guys kicking field goals in the snow on YouTube the other day. It was hilarious.
Oh man, it'd be some crazy stuff on YouTube, but I can't trust it when it's like field goal kicking. I'm like, is that Photoshop somehow? Y'all doing some After Effects tricks there or something? I see the ball leave the frame, come back in. I don't know.
Big shout out Joseph Bobby. What's going on, Joseph? How you
Hey,
doing
what's up,
today,
man?
brother?
How you living?
My lovely girlfriend, Josephine
Here and
Christian.
ready. What's up,
What's
Josie?
going on, Josie? How you doing, babe? Thank you for stopping by. Suchith,
Hey, Suchip, still got that wrench, man. I see you, cuz. What's up, fam?
holding on strong.
Oh, holding on like.
Edward Chan, what's up?
Hey, what's up, fam? How you living?
J. Jean in the building.
Hey, Sockpot said Jay Jean in the building one time.
J. and Big Deezy.
Hey, I love the Pro Tools graphic, bro. I'm not saying that second half of that name ever.
I'll leave that one up for the Beard. There goes Nate Talks
Hey,
Giants.
Nate Talks Giants. Yo, Nate did a dope stream yesterday testing out the mic, and it sounded good, too. He was doing, he was looking at new helmets and variations of the logo that, like, he saw on some website where they were, I guess, saying that these were going to be implemented here in maybe a couple years. Some of them Jones was fire, man. People was hating on the Cardinals. I thought the Cardinals joint was fire. The Giants was like one of the worst ones, though, bro. The Giants joint looked like Madden 97 team creator, and you don't got too many logos to choose from. It was looking pretty bad.
I always like looking at those futuristic uniforms and helmets that people come up with on the internet.
They had some fire, man, like with the face mask kind of blending into the helmet, like real dope looks.
And, of course, Kalen Dragon 56.
What's up, fam? How you living?
In
How
the
you living?
building. What's going on, Kalen? How
Yes,
you
sir.
doing? My nephew was watching Karate Kid the other day. I had to ask him. I said, "What Karate Kid you watching?"
Right.
He was like, "The original." I'm like, "All right,
Number one.
number one."
That's what's up, man. Kid, he learned a little bit from the beard, man.
Learning a little bit.
You know, you got all them antiques in the building. You better learn something.
Johan Chin is in the building. What's going
up,
on,
fam?
Johan?
What's up, man? We here too, man. We here too, Johan. We here too.
Gretz.
Hey, what's up, love? How you living?
Gretz is always throwing down in the kitchen. Gretz need to get her own cooking YouTube channel.
She be watching a lot of YouTube cooking channels. Starting to start one up.
Kevin, what's going on? Washington football fan in the building.
Hey.
Good to have a few of us still around here.
The next
JD
7,
Davis. What's
JD
going on,
What's
JD?
up, man? What's up, boy? What's up?
How you doing? Andrew Thomas, the best tackle in the league.
That's yeah, you know it. You know it. You know it. What's up, fam?
Polo's in the building.
Hey, what's up, Polo? Yeah, we going to call Polo to the death. That's Mike Phillips, but we going to call you Polo to the death. What's up, Polo? Good to see you
What's
pop in,
going
man.
on? Jeff Maldo, 76, the dynamic duo.
Hey, back in the building.
What's
Left
going
side.
on? Strong side.
You know what it is.
We are holding it down. Sunday's here. What's going on, Sunday?
Hey, Sunday in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. Old Faithful right there.
Sunday
in the
always
building.
holding us down in the chat. We appreciate it. Sabrina.
Hey, Sabrina back in the building. What's going on?
What's
Hope
going
the
on,
night is
Sabrina?
going well.
How you doing? Josh is here as well.
Hey, what up? What up?
What's going on, Josh?
Oh, he got the panda. Ethan would love that logo right there. That's looking
nice
dope.
little panda in there. People talking about Fortnite, all types of crazy stuff going on in the chat. I don't know if I want to say this one out loud, but we're gonna go for it. King Glizzy Gobbler.
Hey, that's tight. That's tight. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream, my G. Welcome to the stream.
And we have Mr. Juice Jones.
Oh, Juice Jones in the building one time. Yeah, we got to chop it up and catch up, bro. He saluted me on the consistency this morning because we had to talk about it kind of near the beginning of it was more like the beginning of the holidays. Actually, we were talking about staying consistent and doing podcasts and stuff, man. And Juice does a lot of content, man. Make sure you can put the Instagram in the chat, Juice, man. Definitely go follow the homie Juice. He got an awesome clothing line. Still got to catch up with you too, man.
I totally I love the pickup by the Steelers. I think it's a match made in heaven for Dwayne Haskins. I think it's probably the only place that would have really worked for Dwayne Haskins. I think he needs some sort of structure, and I think Mike Tomlin is definitely a great head coach for that. No nonsense. The organization is a great, steady, stable organization, which is, something they need. And I can only hope that they, get this kid's head in the right direction and he improves not only on the field, but off the field. And I think it's a good move for the Steelers also. If it works out and they can find a way to tap into that potential that, we saw at Ohio State, then it's a great pickup for them. Ben Roethlisberger's, we don't know if he's coming back. I'm pretty sure he'll probably come back.
Yeah, that money looking real nice.
$41 million next year to play, so it'll give him a year to learn, and Mason Rudolph he's a backup. He's not a starter,
Yeah, he's definitely not a starter. And I wonder if they're going to, when Ben Roethlisberger does leave, if they'll compete, if they'll still have Mason around. But I do think it's a good fit for Dwayne Haskins. The one thing I don't like about it is he's kind of close to home. He's not too far up. But that, like you said, man, that system with Mike Tomlin, they've only had, I think it's 6 coaches in the history of the Pittsburgh Steelers or something crazy like that. Longevity. If there's anybody that can rebuild Dwayne Haskins' career, I do think it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm trying to think if there's any other teams I might have seen him fit with maybe. It's got to be a no-nonsense kind of club.
Yeah.
Maybe Carolina with Matt Rule, maybe.
Yeah, and it had to have been a situation where he could sit for 1 year.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he has no business competing for a starting job next year. He needs a year.
Yeah, he needs at least a year. That's facts.
Big shout out to Robert. Chiefs
in
the
you
building.
know he's pulling up. Y'all got a chip to defend here coming up, man. It's gonna be a good game, man.
Him and Bluegrass, they are our resident Chief fans.
Oh yeah, Chiefs in the building. Chiefs in the building for sure.
What's going on, Dan the man in the building?
Hey, what's up, fam?
Marjorie's here holding us down.
Marjorie in the building. Let's go. Giants Nation in the building one time.
For sure. Nick the Wick is in the building.
Yeah, more Giants Nation in the building. Big Blue all over.
A Big Blue all over indeed. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate it. Big shout outs to Robert for the $5 super chat. Says Chiefs Kingdom. Run it back.
I would not be mad. And I do think y'all are favored to run it back. I heard some good news about Patrick Mahomes today. So yeah, man, hopefully all goes well and y'all see yourself back in another Super Bowl.
This is an interesting question. How long until Phillip Rivers makes the Hall of Fame, if at all?
I think he should make it. Hall of Fame is interesting, man. I've been seeing a lot of debates about this early on today, and people saying that, it only should be people who really changed the game. And a lot of people are copping for Eli Manning because without Tom Brady's success, you can't really mention the 2 losses to Eli Manning, which then would put Eli in the Hall of Fame as a credible candidate. With Phillip Rivers, just really consistency, played well throughout his career, but never really had those moments. So I think, if Phillip Rivers was held out of the Hall of Fame, it wouldn't completely surprise me, but I do think he deserves to be there.
Yeah, I think he'll make it. Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? I don't know. It really it always depends on, it's kind of difficult. Like a first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion, is, he's gonna make a Hall of Fame, first ballot. There's no questions asked. But then there's some people that are like, they're going to make the Hall of Fame, but who else is up for consideration at the time when they go up? There might be some other people that kind of, push him aside a little bit as far as more deserving at that moment in time. Yeah. I do think that his statistics are great. I think, his play on the field, his consistency. The only thing holding him back is a Super Bowl, but there's plenty of people that made the Hall of Fame that haven't won a Super Bowl. I mean, you have to also take into consideration that, look, he was playing in a conference that had 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time playing at the same time as him.
Yeah.
It's difficult, so
it's definitely tough.
It's like,
and the one moment I think that he does have, the one moment I remember from him that defines his career to me was I want to say it was the divisional or it was the championship game where LaDainian Tomlinson was just sitting on the bench with the raincoat on. And Phillip Rivers was out there with the torn ACL. Yeah, and that showed guts, man. So, I mean, I guess he has one moment.
He's a gamer for sure, and I'm one of these guys I'm on the Eli side of the debate where I think Eli Manning is, a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I mean, the moments.
I believe that, but
the moments, and still has the best playoff run till this day.
I heard some people that I like, I listen to that I really like and I find to be super knowledgeable completely go the opposite direction on that, and I was kind of blown away. I didn't think that somebody who I listen to and trust as their football information say something like that. Kind of threw me for a loop.
It's an interesting thing, man. I mean, when you think about Hall of Fame, it's just, you think about those guys that really made the difference in the NFL, changed the game, things like that. And I don't think Eli Manning was ever a top guy at his position, really. But he was battling with some great players out there and the moments, man. The playoff run, I was going to talk about this in the Bucs game, but, Eli Manning is one of 4 to be able to go to a Super Bowl and win 3 games on the road and then win the Super Bowl. That just doesn't happen like that. And Eli Manning definitely has the moments. It's like the helmet catch is going to be played forever.
Yeah, for forever.
And the sideline throw with Manningham forever.
It's like moments. You guys, I'm trying to tell y'all this moments thing.
Yeah, that's facts.
Shout out to James Carter for the $10 super chat.
That's fam right there.
Just showing some love. Cross pass with Awthentik last night and got some games in on Apex Legends.
Sir.
Next time we'll get some dubs. Laugh out loud. Keep up the good work, guys. Let's go, Giants.
Yeah, we was definitely getting killed in that joint real fast. But I was listening to Nate's live stream he was doing about the helmets and whatnot, trying to play Apex at the same time. But he pulled up on me, hit me up in the message joint. He's like, this Awthentik from Awthentik in the Beard? I was like, man, let's get it going, man. So I think we ran 5 or 6 games. We got top 3 once maybe. It was all right.
Man, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. Early, this offseason in the NFL is going to be interesting. No combine, man. I'm still tripping off of that.
That's tough.
So it's going to be a wild one.
So it's a 1-year deal with Dwayne Haskins, huh? I wish they would have gave him maybe 2 just to, ensure the growth and the development. I think they're going to just kind of see where his head's at.
Yeah, I think that's 100% totally what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You're basically signing him to, it's a test. It's probably going to literally be next to nothing.
Yeah.
For sure. Shout out to Max Webster for the $5 super chat. Besides the moments, the man played 16 years and never missed a game due to injury. The best ability is availability.
I always say it.
First ballot, no doubt.
Yeah. If it was up to me, I think he'd be first ballot. But I think just the way it works out, I don't think Phillip Rivers would be first ballot.
Joseph says, my opinion is that Hall of Fame credentials include some combination of statistical excellence, championships, and or compelling stories. Statistical excellence is the only one that can do it alone.
That leans towards Phillip Rivers. I like that.
Yeah. So he gets in based on statistical excellence.
Yeah, that's facts.
There's a lot. I mean, listen, there's a lot of things about Eli that people are going to throw at you to say that
Facts.
he's not a Hall of Famer.
500 record, can't forget that.
Yep. So, but I mean, you got to remember, look at Brett Favre. Brett Favre,
Same thing.
interceptions. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it's an interesting. The Hall of Fame debate will always be interesting, no matter what the sport, except for basketball. Basketball is just like everybody gets in. It's one Hall of Fame too for college and for the NBA.
You know what I wanted to ask you about? I wanted to ask you about the Jaguars.
Jaguars?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about
excited.
the Jaguars before we get started here. So, I felt like that team wasn't that far away last year, right? I don't remember what their record was, but when I looked at their roster last year and the way they played games and the way Gardner Minshew was showing up, I thought that they were just a couple steps away from, being in the mix. Granted, they're in the harder conference, in the NFL. But I was just curious to kind of see what you thought about them having the 2 first-round picks this year and, like, how long you think it'll take them to get back in the mix.
So, all right. First of all, I think what happened is I think that getting rid of their best defensive players.
Yeah.
So they got rid of Ngakoue.
Yep.
And they got rid of Jalen Ramsey, and they got rid of the other D lineman. Oh my God, his name is gonna slip me right now. It's not Josh Allen. It's Ngakoue, and oh my goodness, I can't believe I can't remember this right now. But they got rid of another defensive lineman who was top tier, top of the line. They both play for the Ravens now. Ngakoue, because Ngakoue got traded to the Vikings and then got traded to Baltimore. I can't believe I can't remember who of the guy's name right now. Oh, Calais Campbell.
Oh, Calais Campbell. Got you. Okay.
Yeah, so they got, think about that right there is pretty much all their defense, right? And then they go into this year, and I like Gardner Minshew. I think Gardner Minshew can be a starting quarterback in the National Football League. He won't be with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He might be, maybe for a little bit, but 2 first-round draft picks, obviously they're going to go with Trevor Lawrence at quarterback at number 1.
Yep.
And then they're definitely going to have to go defense. I think offensively they have a lot of good weapons. I love their wide receiver core.
We know you do, man. Every Sunday morning you were talking about Laviska Shenault.
Laviska Shenault is going to be he's going to be a superstar in this league.
Yeah.
Cuz he can do it all. And he can do it all, but he usually when you see these guys that do it all, right? They're more of a smaller build. He's not like DK Metcalf obviously, but he's got some structure to him. So I really like their weapons on as far as the receivers go. And then, James Robinson.
Balling.
And then a lot of these guys are going to be cheap too for a few years. And
that was the other thing that they, coming into this next season, they have so much cap
space.
Yeah.
And so Urban Meyer too. I love Urban Meyer. I think he's going to and like I said it when they hired him, I was like, Urban Meyer's never had a losing season as a head coach. Yes, albeit he's never coached in the NFL.
Right.
But to me that there's something about that has some sort of pedigree to it. Like it's not like he was playing, he coached at Ohio State. Yeah, it's easy to not have a losing record at Ohio State. He won 2 national championships at the University of Florida. It's easy not to have a losing record when you play at those schools because of the players you have. But you got to remember, he also coached at Utah. And the quarterbacks that he's developed, not necessarily all of them were NFL quarterbacks, but they were high-level college quarterbacks and at least had a chance at the NFL. He coached Alex Smith in college.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it with Tim Tebow. He did it, like those guys at Ohio State he did it with. Like, he's done a lot. So I really like Urban Meyer. I think that they're set up to have a quick turnaround. Like that record that they had it's not necessarily all there.
That's exactly how I felt about it. Like when I saw they had 2 first-round picks, I'm like, they could really rebuild that really quickly. It could be one of the faster rebuilds. Kind of remind me of the Colts when they scooped up Andrew Luck. That team just turned around within a couple years after having that. They were kind of built upon their defensive secondary when they had Bob Sanders and stuff like that. And I felt like they rebuilt that team pretty fast. And with the Jaguars, I think that could happen quick, especially if the coaching culture can change what was happening there. We know they had a bunch of stuff going on in the front office over there, and it was just sketchy business happening with the Jaguars. I think a lot of players got out of there when they could. But the rebuild, I think it could be a speedy rebuild. Maybe in 2 or 3 years, you see him back.
You got to think about it like this. Cap space, high-profile head coach, number 1 pick, 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Young players already. Like, I mean, that I will sit here right now and predict that the Jacksonville Jaguars finish no worse than 8-8 next year.
Okay. I'm going to hold you to that word. Bro.
Yep. So speaking of predictions, shout out to Cody Collins. He also has his own sound effect. You get 2 sound effects with your super chats, Cody, because you get the police sirens too. $2 super chat. We're signing Aguilar. Remember, I'm calling it 121-21.
Wow. That would surprise me. I'm not even going to front. That would surprise me. You think that's all we sign, or do you think we go out and get some other wide receiver free agents? I want to get a free agent, maybe A-Rob or maybe Galladay, and I want to draft somebody at 11. That's what I'm thinking. I think this defense is ready to win.
Yeah, I do. It's going to be an interesting offseason. I really look, Johan knows. Yeah, that's why I've been stacking up on all the Jags rookie cards.
For sure.
Because, that's the thing is, the relationship between sports cards and real sports life, it matters. So, studying the game and the players, every Sunday we come in here and we did the parlay, right? I'm throwing you guys. They might not always hit, but if you look at the end of the season and you go back and you watch some of our older episodes of Awthentik and the Beard this season, whether it be the Tuesday, the Thursday shows, or the Sunday shows, we talked all the time about these guys.
Yeah.
Cam Akers. We were talking about Cam Akers week 2.
Yeah, week 2.
Jonathan Taylor, I was talking about Jonathan Taylor when it was Marlon Mack, Jonathan Taylor, Naheem Hines, Wilkinson. They had so many running backs over there. Marlon Mack, that's an interesting guy who's going to be a free agent. You might see him show up in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Marlon Mack, he's shown that he can run the ball too. Had an injury this year, I want to say.
Yeah, he had the injury, and that put him out for the year. But I think Pittsburgh is going to need a running back, and I think Marlon Mack's a guy to get there. But yeah,
they need a stud too. They need a legitimate running back. They don't need a B guy. They need a real stud at running back. I think losing Le'Veon Bell is really the downfall of the Steelers, even though that record says otherwise this year.
Yeah, their defense, and that's the thing too, is you can't waste that defense.
Yeah, you can't.
And
they'll be losing Bud Dupree probably this year to free agency. But what's the Devin Bush, man? That injury hurt them a lot, I feel like.
Definitely did. This is a crazy stat. Vikings offensive coordinator Gary Kubiak has officially announced his retirement.
I did
Mike
see that.
Zimmer will be hiring his 6th offensive coordinator in 6 years.
Yeah, and offense ain't the problem over there. They need defense. Not. They had the second to last defense in the league this year, and I felt like they should have been in the mix. They had all the pieces on offense, and they were putting up high numbers. I mean, they lost a game to Dallas there by 3 points in the 30s. That shouldn't happen, especially when you got one of the best running backs in the league.
Well, no, he's not our new GM. He got signed for another front office position. Marty is the new GM. Marty Heimer is the new
GM. That's what's up, man. You ready to get into these 2 games? I mean,
let's do it.
Let's do it.
So the first game of Sunday. So both of these games will be on Sunday. The first matchup is going to be the NFC Championship game. 2 OGs. Tom Brady, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 11-5, heading to Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra. Green Bay Packers are 13-3. It is Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. You got Ronald Jones, you got Aaron Jones, you got Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown. I mean, there is weapons all over this field.
Facts.
So, and this is one of those games. Both of these games are interesting, too, because both of these games have happened already this season.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you don't know, in the earlier matchup, Green Bay jumped out to a quick 10-0 lead, and then from there on out, it was a mollywop. The Tampa Bay, I want to say, went on, 38 unanswered points?
Yeah, 38 unanswered, yep.
So it's going to be an interesting to watch these games now that we've already seen these teams play each other. So, Awthentik, what does the clipboard say about Tampa Bay versus Green Bay? Battle of the Bays!
The clipboard kind of sitting on the side today because I put these pages down to 2 notes, but I should have had it.
It's now a thing, though. The
clipboard
love the clipboard.
Oh, yeah. I got to give you these numbers, man. So let's go back and talk about Week 6. You talked about the blowout that the Bucs put on the Packers there, 38-10. And zone blitz was a lot of the reason, man. They were baiting Aaron Rodgers into some sketchy defensive coverages. Aaron Rodgers had 2 interceptions in this game. One of the interceptions was a pick 6 too. He finished the day 16 of 35 for 160. That 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. That don't even sound like discount double check at all. And I think a lot of the reason why this happened is because they couldn't get their running game clicking. Now, going into the Rams game, I talked about that when the Packers got their running game clicking, they're a totally different team because now you got Aaron Rodgers just sitting back there pretty, just waiting to make throws, smiling, laughing at your defense. And in this game, Aaron Jones only had 10 carries for 15 yards. You know, that's not going to get it done. He did have 1 touchdown. It was the lone touchdown of the game. Jamal Williams was the Packers' leading rusher with 4 carries, 34 yards. There's no consistency there, and I don't know why they didn't give him the rock more. But we talked about what a good game in defending Davante Adams is, and I think in the first matchup between the Bucs and the Packers, this was a good game that they had against Davante. He had 6 catches for 61 yards, and that was that. You know, versus the Rams, Aaron Rodgers never was tested. And that's what you want to avoid. You know, the Bucs did a good job week 6, and they're going to have to do the same thing, you know, in this divisional, in this conference matchup here. But versus the Rams, Aaron Rodgers was never tested at all. You look at Green Bay, they had 12 rushing first downs. They were 8 for 12 on third down. We talked about that. That was a very just eye-opening number. How are you 8 for 12 on third down? Green Bay allowed 0 sacks in the game, 0 turnovers. They dominated the time of possession by 13 minutes. 3 penalties for only 22 yards, so they were very disciplined on both sides of the ball. They out-totaled the Rams by 200 yards, and Aaron Jones, this was the difference maker in this game, 14 carries, 99 yards, and 1 touchdown. So Packers were, like, completely balanced in this game. They had 37 passes and 32 runs if you remove the last couple of kneel-outs just to end the game there. My question here is, and I think it's an easy one, but what are the Packers going to do if they can't run the ball? I think if they can't run the rock, probably won't see a W in this game. I mean, this Bucs defense is coming in hot. They know how to stop the run. That's what they were predicated on during the regular season. They were number 1 in stopping the run. It was like 80 yards per game. But my question to you, the Beard, is what do they do if they can't stop the run?
It's an interesting question. Like, to me right now, like in my notes I have, there's 2 things that happens. Whoever runs the ball best and whichever quarterback has the least amount of pressure wins this game. I think it's as simple as that. But if they can't run, you know, they're always going to be looking for Davante Adams. And that's what it comes down to. But to me, there's a really interesting matchup here in this game, and that's between Davante Adams and the Tampa Bay's DB, Carlton Davis.
Yeah.
So Carlton Davis held Michael Thomas last week to his first ever catchless game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's crazy because, you know, Adams is really good at beating press coverage, but Davis is actually a fairly big cornerback and is really good at press coverage. He's 6'1", 215.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, that's definitely of the taller of cornerbacks. You know, to have that combination of speed and physicality like that, a cornerback is a rare thing.
Yeah, and so I was writing down some crazy stats, and it says that, you know, last weekend he allowed 1 catch against everybody, and that was for 16 yards. And it says that receivers could get only 1.1 yards of average separation from him when they were targeted with him in coverage.
According to Sterling Shepard, that's all you need is 1 yard of separation. This is the NFL we talking about. Remember he was saying that?
Yeah. But, like, that's going to be an interesting matchup. And there's a lot of these games now that we're this far into the playoffs where it's like, you know, you talk about what teams need to do to win. And it's, once you get to this point, it's not a lot of stuff that changes. You know, Obviously there's going to be some different matchups. You know, your opponent might be a little bit better at something than the last opponent was in the last round, but you're in the playoffs now. Most of these teams are really good at everything.
Did you see when they asked Aaron Rodgers about the loss early on in the season? He had an interview today.
No.
He was like, well, I want to say he compared it to the Bucs against the Saints. He was like, well, the Saints went in there and, you know, the Saints beat the Bucs twice in the regular season and the Bucs beat them, you know, in the playoffs. So that's more of a reason why we're not too worried. But I do think that, you know, the Bucs have kind of altered what we saw at the beginning of the year. You know, this Bucs offense was supposed to be, in the beginning, it was reminding me of what the 2019 Browns were like. Everybody was very hyped on the whole, like, you know, they just acquired all these different people, you know, and this offense should be so high-powered with Tom Brady. But I think that, like, this isn't the same offense we were looking at last year with Jameis Winston at the helm. You know, Tom Brady brought some friends over here. You know, you got Antonio Brown that was added to the roster, Leonard Fournette, Rob Gronkowski, Tyler Johnson, the 5th-round pick who made a catch last week that was just out of this world. You got LaShawn McCoy, who hasn't really added too much to this running scheme too much. They got some players in the draft there. Keyshawn Vaughn at running back and Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yeah, the last game against Green Bay, I want to say Keyshawn Vaughn was averaging like that because he got some burn in that game. He was averaging like almost 8 yards a carry.
It was 8 yards per carry. It was 5 carries, though, only for 42 yards. So he had some big runs. I like what I see out of Keyshawn Vaughn, but he don't strike me as the kind of guy that you could like really build the offense around. He's a good rookie to have as a piece, that you want to kind of add in the mix because Ronald Jones, I mean, I just think he's going to be he's the guy that changes this whole offense with the Bucs. You saw it last week. And in week 6 against the Green Bay Packers, he had 23 carries for 113 yards. He was the true workhorse in that game. 4.9 yards a carry when you are at 23 carries in the game. He had 2 touchdowns as well. Leonard Fournette didn't play in this game. I think he was like still on a suspension or something. I believe he was acquired at the time. But I like the young kid Keyshawn Vaughn, but I'd like to see a lot more of him on the bench.
Yeah,
in this game.
you're not going to see. You probably won't see a lot of him, but what it does is it adds a layer to their weapons.
It does, but I think everything he can do, Ronald Jones can do.
Yeah, but what happens if Ronald Jones' quad starts acting up? And you go to Leonard Fournette. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. But if Fournette needs a breather, you still have Vaughn and McCoy behind him. Like, it's just there's a lot to work with there.
Which I almost think you could be wasting a roster spot there because I don't want to dress LaShawn McCoy and Keyshawn Vaughn.
I don't think they do.
Because now you got a lot of running backs that kind of got the same style.
One of them usually gets scratched every game.
Ronald Jones can do everything Keyshawn Vaughn does. And if you look at this last game, they had LaShawn McCoy out there.
Yeah.
Ronald Jones was out there. He was going off. We talked about that on the last show. Like, Ronald Jones is running like just a madman. He's literally just running straight, full speed, full throttle, foot on the gas, running right at you, daring people to tackle him. And I like what he can do out of the receiving game as well, too. But I think one of the major additions here is Antoine Winfield Jr. He had that strip on Cook in the Saints game that was a game-changing play to me. When that game was still within reach, he comes in there, he punches that ball out. And I asked you, man, I was like, yo, what year is this guy? Because sneaky second-round pick by them, man.
He has definitely, and it's been like this all year long. Like, I was listening to some Tampa Bay insiders earlier today when I was driving home, and the guy was talking about, he was like, I thought, Winfield was going to be a good rookie safety, right, but I was mistaken. He was not just a good rookie safety. He was great for them all year long. So it's definitely been a huge pickup. I do want to just touch real quick. Roman, you are right. That is the word on a block, which is kind of crazy. That's typical Washington football for you.
Yeah, that's
you hire a guy as your GM, and then you hire somebody else as your GM the next 2 days. So
new GM, new improved GM.
So yeah, it's super
At least it
weird.
Wasn't like what happened with the Mets, man. You ain't got to worry about no crazy.
That was crazy.
Photos being solicited.
Big shout out to Sir Knock is in the building. What's going on,
you all
Sir
good,
Knock?
fan. Appreciate you pulling up, Sir Knock.
But that's the question, to kind of bounce off of what we're talking about with the running backs and Ronald Jones is how healthy and impactful are Tom Brady's weapons going to be in this game? Because we saw Antonio Brown got a little dinged up. Ronald Jones' quad kind of act up. Mike Evans is still a couple of games fresh off the hyperextended knee.
The Ronald Jones thing, I kind of think we could pump the brakes on because, yeah, he looked like he got hit hard, but then, like, when I saw him come back in the game for another run, it was like, this quad ain't nothing.
Yeah, but you remember when he broke the long one that got called back for the holding, and he came off the sideline because he had to come up.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, right after that, he was in the game the next play right after that, running just as tough. So I wouldn't be worried about him with the injury. I think Antonio Brown's the one to worry about, but really, with the Bucs offense, they can afford to lose a running back here or there.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to find a way to run this ball no matter what, and that's going to be the key for them to win this game, I think. The last time they played the Packers in Week 6, it was Rob Gronkowski who led the receivers with 5 catches, 78 yards, and 1 touchdown.
And that was going to be my question, is if you're Green Bay, where do you focus your defense on more? Do you focus it more on those weapons on the outside? Or do you focus on in between the hashes with Cameron Brate and Rob Gronkowski?
Oh, you mean offensively for the Bucs?
I meant defensively for Green Bay. Who do you?
You got to stop the run. You got to stop the run if you're Green Bay. 100%. Because look, Tom Brady, this is the first year I feel like, and I don't know if this is because he's on a new team now, But this is the first time I feel like you really can't just trust Tom Brady to put the ball in his hands at the end of a game and just let him sling it the way they did in New England to win games. You know, you look at the formula in this game with Rob Gronkowski leading receivers in their last matchup and they blowing them out, 38-10. There was 4 turnovers in that game, I want to say. There was 2 interceptions, or it might have been 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions and a fumble. That's the formula. Play good defense, stop the run, and run the rock. I think it's a really simple formula for the Bucs that doesn't sound like a Tom Brady formula, if you know what I'm saying. You would think when you got to go back there, you want him to be throwing it. I think that's the last option. Get your running game established. Do exactly what you did in this first game. Get Ronald Jones going. 23 carries from him. You had the 5 from Keyshawn Vaughn. There was 2 other carries from other running backs in the first matchup as well. So you're looking at pretty much 30 runs, and then getting close to eclipsing the 200-yard mark as a team rushing. Then you can do whatever you want with Tom Brady. I forget what Tom Brady's numbers were in this game in Week 6, but they were very chill.
Too crazy. Yeah, they were chill. He threw 2 touchdowns. I think he only passed the ball like 19 times.
Right, like right around 200 yards. And
they scored
an easy
2
game.
Defensive touchdowns that game? Was it 2 defensive touchdowns?
I know they had the pick 6. And I think it was Homer you were talking about that got the pick 6. One of them was by their other safety, and then one was by a cornerback. I can't remember exactly who it was. But I just think like this Bucs team is they got the flashy wide receivers, but it actually reminds me of what the Browns had to do this year to get farther in the playoffs. Go with your identity. Go to those running backs. Nick Chubb is the guy. Kareem Hunt is the guy. Let's stick with the identity. Remember, everyone's been harping on this thing. Oh, the Browns are better without Odell Beckham and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that noise, to be honest, because it's really just about knowing what your identity is and just going with that, sticking to the run.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at pretty much. It's whoever can run the ball best and protect their quarterback best, that's who wins the game. Which sounds crazy when you're talking about a game with Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, because neither one of them really gets sacked ever.
Yeah, and the Packers are coming off a game where not only did they not get Aaron Rodgers sacked once in the game, but their defense also didn't have a sack in the game either. So I'd look for these teams to not get to the quarterback. I think both these quarterbacks are really smart. They're not the kind of guys that are going to put themselves in harm's way.
They don't take 15-yard sacks.
They don't. And I think that, the Bucs have a better chance of getting to the quarterback because they run a lot of zone blitz. And then when they put Aaron Rodgers in those situations where the zone is going to kick in, that's when you're going to see him make a mistake. Go back and look at the play where Aaron Rodgers throws the pick 6 in the last game. It looks like the blitz is coming off the left side last minute. Everybody who's they had trips left lined up against this. Everyone on the left side actually ends up blitzing on the trip side. And on the weak side, all those guys go back in coverage. They just covered it up perfectly. They get an interception right on the sideline, right where you want it. Take it to the house. That's 6 points for the Bucs.
So who do you think there's turnovers in this game? Think we play clean football?
And if I had to put money on it, I'm going to say the Packers are going to be the team to turn it over because Aaron Rodgers is not the kind of guy who plays as tight as Tom Brady. Tom Brady is all about trying not to make the mistake. If it's not there, he's not going to take it. And I think Aaron Rodgers, he did that a bit last year because he did lead the league in throwaways last year, but I think that had to do with the coach relationship. Just coming in with a new guy. I think he was just like, instead of trying to make mistakes, I'm going to throw the ball away. And same thing in 2018 for Aaron Rodgers. He was throwing the ball away a ton in 2018 as well. I think Tom Brady's going to take care of this ball more. They're going to rely on this run. They're not going to mind playing down 7. But if the Packers get down 7 in this game, it's going to be a recipe for disaster for them, I think. They're not the kind of team that's going to want to climb out when the Bucs are going to be just sending blitz at them. And the best offensive lineman is an efficient quarterback. And if you could get to that quarterback and start to put a little bit of pressure on him, it's going to make your secondary look a lot better. And I think that's what the Bucs have relied on all year.
So you think a shootout, low scoring? Where are we at? You ready to give me a score?
Yeah, I don't have a score written down here, but I'm gonna write one down here as we go. I like the Bucs in this game. It's not gonna surprise me if the Packers win it. I think it has a lot to do with what you said. It's like all the stuff from regular season can be thrown out. Who's gonna come into this game with a better game plan? I think the Bucs have been a better team this year when having to adjust. They went into that Week 6 matchup. They really were not a defined team at that point. They weren't ready to really make this playoff run that they made. I think that the Bucs are going to be able to make the adjustments on the fly that are going to win them this game. I think it'll be close, and I think it'll be somewhere in the mid-20s. I'm gonna go 27-19 Bucs.
This is the tough game to pick. Both of these games, I'm usually easy to lean one way or another, but I am struggling with picking a winner for both of these games because I like all 4 of these teams. But I picked Tampa Bay to go to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season, so I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to take Tampa Bay to win this game by a final score of 31-28.
You're making me want to change my pick now because we both can't be wrong. We got to have somebody say, man, I told you.
Well, hopefully we can both be like, told ya. But, I mean, look, you said it. Aaron Rodgers can win this game. And and it's tough. I feel you, Joseph. He says, I'm not betting against Aaron Rodgers right now.
I know.
He's in a different headspace.
I know.
And I totally feel you, but.
Let me think about this. Let me think about this real quick. All right. So first quarter, they come out. The Bucs will get their running game clicking pretty early. They should be able to come out of that first quarter up by 7-3 after the Packers resort to throwing the ball every down because the rushing game won't be working. So we're looking at 3 quarters of Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball against this Bucs defense versus a balanced Tom Brady. See, it's like Aaron Rodgers got the potential to just go ham. You know?
Either one of these teams, dude.
I feel like the Bucs don't have as much potential. Like, if I think about a blowout here, it's going to happen this time with the Packers blowing them out. I don't see Aaron Rodgers coming out here turning the ball over twice again. That's not going to happen.
It doesn't have to happen. I mean, they can go back and forth, tit for tat, score for score.
No, the Bucs don't want that game. They don't want that game.
But they don't, but they could.
The Rams came into that game as the #1 defense in the NFL, and the Packers made them look like like New York Giants of 2017. I'm worried about it because I think that if Aaron Rodgers is on fire, and imagine if the Bucs don't stop the run. I mean, I don't think the Bucs. I mean, it's so tough. It's so tough. It makes me want to change my pick.
Gotta go with your gut, man.
My gut says the Packers are going to win. My heart wants the Bucs to win. I want Tom Brady to get it, man. I want to represent for all these OGs. I want to look at the old box score real quick.
The first ever team, if Tampa Bay wins, will be the first ever team to make it to the Super Bowl in their home city, which is crazy. So Jeff Maldo, 76, you say they got no one to cover Devontae. I mean, there's nobody really in the league that can cover Devontae. Let's be honest. But they got some guys, and it's going to be a group effort with covering Devontae Adams. And I don't know if you were here earlier, but I talked about Carlton Davis. I think Carlton Davis is going to be somebody who can match up with Devontae Adams and can kind of bully him at the line a little bit. Not necessarily bully him, but give him a little you know what I'm saying?
This is really tough because the Bucs win off turnovers. I mean, if you look at the game against the Saints here just last week, it's very similar to how they beat the Packers in Week 6. They had 4 turnovers, man, and they only won by 10 points. And they didn't turn the ball over once.
Tough.
You know,
maybe, man. Now you making me rethink picking Tampa Bay.
The
only reason why I'm picking Tampa Bay is because I picked them to win the Super Bowl, to go to the Super Bowl. I believe to win the Super Bowl in the first episode of Authentic in the Beard Season 2. So I gotta stick with it. Look, I told Authentic before. I said, "Look, man, I ain't one of these dudes to kind of change my pick. If my pick is still riding, I gotta ride with my pick."
I know. It's like you're waiting for somebody to prove one of these teams wrong, and here we are in the championship game. Neither team has been proved wrong. I mean, both these teams coming into this game fairly hot. The Bucs defense has been balling out. I mean, the Packers didn't turn the ball. They didn't turn it over one time against the Rams. And they didn't have to force a turnover either. So, to me, it just says, like, are the Bucs going to force the turnovers? Let's get that Max Webster super chat real quick.
Yeah, you got a couple of off-topic questions here, Authentic.
We'll
First one, y'all use StreamYard Pro or Melon app?
We're using StreamYard Pro at the moment.
super chat, Max Webster.
There's also a couple other companies out there you might want to look into. I looked at Restream.io. That they look pretty dope. They got some nice fonts. I think going into season 3, we're definitely going to reassess what we do. StreamYard is really dope, but it's very limited at the same time when you talk about like graphics, different cameras, different layouts and things like that. But it gets the job done. What you see is what you get here with StreamYard. So if you like what you see, man, yeah, definitely go with StreamYard. I think their top program is like $40 a month or something like that.
And Cernock wants to know if you've heard the new Madlib single, Bangers.
No, didn't hear the new Madlib single yet, man. I've been extra busy, man. I'm trying to get this album out, trying to finish this documentary to go with it. And the podcast, I've been talking to Entertainer about some new shows we're working on, man. Like, we doing a lot over here, man. Authentic in the Beard, we're going to try to keep it cooking into 2021 for sure.
Waterfly's a funny guy.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Scotty Boom's got that new job. It's going to be tough to be seeing Scotty on the podcast for sure. What's up, Jaleesa? How you living? Good to see you in the chat one time.
Sunday agrees. Got to stick with what you've been saying. So where you going, Authentik? This is your last chance, man.
Yeah, this is my last chance.
Well, it might not be your last chance. You might have another.
We might.
You might have another opportunity to change your.
What time are the games on Sunday? Is it a 1 o'clock game or is it
three something and 6 something?
So same as last Sunday. Okay. That I gotta have some coffee bright and early for that one because those make me really tired when they do that 3 o'clock game. Sitting there waiting on football. I'm gonna stick with the Bucs, man, but I want to change the score.
You want to change the score?
Yeah, I'm gonna change the score. I think it'll be a closer game. So let me see. 4 turnovers. They only put up 30 points, man. 4 turnovers. The Bucs only put up 30 points.
Oh man, Authentik.
Nah, man. Oh man.
This is the funny. It's funny to me because literally for the entire 2 years that we've been doing this is how I be on my picks. The way Authentik is right now.
This is
and
tough.
Authentik and Scotty Boone's in 2 years. Every time I get to my picks, I'm like, all right, here we go.
Hey, chat. Let me see what y'all got. Bucks or Packers? Just one word answer.
Split.
Let me see what y'all got. Let me see what y'all got before I make my game time decision on this one time. Definitely not feeling this because my gut is telling me that Aaron Rodgers is going to blow the socks off of this Bucks defense.
It's discount double check. Then we got Packers. Pack.
2 packs.
Bucks.
$1. 3 packs, $1.
Pack. Oh, they're coming in fast.
Another Packers. Another Bucks. So I got $2, $3. All Packers. Count Packers.
I can't.
That's like 7 Packers already.
They're coming in fast.
Give me the Rodgers rate.
Packers got. I got
Packers.
1, 2, 3,
But Brady
4,
always wins. I
5,
got 5.
6, 7,
Bucks ran out the
8,
clock after the 4th interception. Very
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got 14 Packers.
true. So the Packers are the favorite. And they're favored by 3 in this game. I believe I saw Marjorie put that up.
I think both games are 3-point spreads.
Yeah, both games are 3. Got another pack from Waterfly. All right, Beard. I'm sticking with you, man. We're going Bucks.
Tampa Bay it is for the time being.
Going with my heart instead of my head and my gut. My gut says Packers. My head says Packers. Because the Packers, all they got to do is not turn the ball over. They'll be in a close game. You went 31-28 Bucks. I'm going to go 30-28 Bucks.
Interesting.
30-28 Bucks. I like this beat right here, too. This sounds like, yeah, make your pick, Authentik. It's time. We're going to war, bud.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we will be back with the AFC Championship preview. This is Authentik in the Beard, brought to you by All or Nothing Studios.
Your wide receiver on IR? Aw, shucks. Your running back keep fumbling every week? Man, damn it all. Well, come chop it up with your boys. We are waiver wire tight. Authentik in the Beard. Every Sunday morning, streaming live at 11 a.m.
And we're back. It is the AFC Championship game. The Buffalo Bills are 13-3, fresh off of a hard-fought victory against the Baltimore Ravens. They're headed to Arrowhead. The Chiefs are hosting the AFC Championship game for the 3rd straight year. It is the first time that has ever happened in the AFC. They are 14-2 in the regular season. Patrick Mahomes has been practicing all week after being knocked out during the game last Sunday with a concussion. Authentik, what's the clipboard say about the AFC
Y'all
Championship?
see, he back in the building. He back in the building one time. I had to get serious about this Bills-Chiefs game. Hey, but real quickly on the Bucs game, when I talked about they're trying to do something only 4 teams have accomplished, win the 3 straight road games, and I mentioned the Giants being one of them in 2007. It was also the 1985 Patriots who went on to the Super Bowl as well, and the 2005 Steelers also did that. And 3 of the 4 won the Super Bowl. So that gives me a little bit more to pick them Bucs, man. It gives me a little more juice, you know what I'm saying? But Bills Chiefs, man, they're definitely going to need Mahomes in this game, you know.
Yeah, that will help.
Chad Henne, I mean, he came and he did a good job. We know he had that He had the game-winning play on third down, 3rd and 13. He picks up 12 yards, allows them to have a chance to even think about going for it on 4th down with that pass to Tyreek Hill, as some like to correct me on. But Andy Reid, mastermind, gutsy call there. I love the call there. I think that's going to instill a little bit of confidence going into this Bills game. Patrick Mahomes he was on pace to do what he's supposed to do in that game. 21 of 30, 255 yards, 1 touchdown before leaving with the concussion. And the 1 interception on the board from the Chiefs offense was when Chad Henne came in the game. Andy Reid took blame for that. I broke that all down on Tuesday. The Chiefs did a good job of limiting Nick Chubb, but Buffalo doesn't run the ball. So this game plan for the Chiefs is going to be completely different. They're going to have to try to find a way to stop this offense that is predicated on a pass with Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen, he came into this game, they just named him as the PFF Breakout Player of the Year. So Pro Football Focus named Josh Allen the Breakout Player of the Year. My question to myself and my question to you once I get through these stats a little bit is how much of this has to do with Stephon Diggs being implemented into this offense. Now, some would say, well, Stephon Diggs only had 63 catches last year in 2019 when he had Kirk Cousins throwing him the ball. Granted, it was only in 15 games. He only missed 1 game on the season. He doubled that up this year, 127 catches this year. 400 more yards only, though. I thought that was kind of interesting. He doubled up the catches, but he only has 400 more yards. Last year with the Vikings, he had 1,130. This year with the Bills, he has 1,535. So the yards per catch comes way down. Last year with the Vikings, it was 17.9. He was almost averaging 18 yards per catch. And this year with the Bills, he's averaging 12.1. And you saw it last week a lot. A lot of times they needed to get going. They would just look for a little short dump off Stephon Diggs. I mean, it's hard to check him. He's kind of wide receiver that he can get open many different ways. When I talk about Darius Slayton lacking those different kinds of routes, he needs to learn a little bit from Stephon Diggs. Let's take this super chat one time.
Shout out to Roberts. Chiefs Kingdom. Let's go.
Yeah, emphasis on the G's.
There's a little bit more. There is more G's than O's, right?
Yeah, definitely more G's.
I read it I'm like G's. Anchorman over here. You know what I'm saying?
I will throw you off with the teleprompter one day. That would be hilarious.
Shout out to Robert Baines, a long time.
Like, let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
The question mark said the other day. Yo.
We've known him for a long time, man, and he is a hardcore Chiefs fan. So
been
shout
a
out
Chiefs
to
fan
him.
since back in the day. I think he had a Chiefs starter jacket back in them Sligo days.
I'm pretty sure, man.
That's good to see your team on the top now, because that took a while for y'all, man. But more on Stephon Diggs being a key piece in this offense. So some would say that, well, maybe Josh Allen makes Stephon Diggs a bit better, But I also think that Josh Allen makes Stephon Diggs better because Josh Allen completed 70% of his passes when not throwing to Stephon Diggs this year. So that goes to show, the completion percentage on the up and up for Josh Allen. He was 53%, just barely. He was 52.9 actually in 2018. He was 59% in 2019, and this year he's at 69%. So you're looking at a quarterback that's just constantly on the up and up as far as completion percentage goes. And Stephon Diggs did lead the league in targets, though. 166 targets. It's 50 more or 59 more targets than the next man on the Bills in Cole Beasley. So he's throwing the ball to Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you paid a man to do.
Since 1983, Bluegrass. Bluegrass is a what fan again?
Chiefs
fan since 1983. That's when Robert was born. Y'all have something in common there. Chiefs, 1983. Y'all probably going to Super Bowl again.
I think it's a little bit of both, man.
You think it's a little bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of both. I was high on Josh Allen coming out of college, and I just think that he's made the natural progression after year 3 in the NFL. And so, that's what you gave him a weapon in Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
So, but, you can give people weapons. It's what you do with those weapons that matters. And, you gave him the weapon, and he showed up, and he started making the throws. And that's what, if you look at his progression and completion percentage over the 3 years, it's incredible. So there's definitely, a little bit that goes towards both of those guys. But, Buffalo.
I'd say chemistry.
Yeah, for sure. And you see the chemistry between the two of them. They look like, I don't think I've ever seen Stephon Diggs happy.
Yeah, and he looks happy.
You know what I'm saying? And
you saw the way Josh Allen was looking at him. You saw the memes going around.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Got the hard eyes and whatnot.
And so, I see, the practice where they're, doing the dances and everything. some people overlook that sort of stuff. And to me, it's important. You got to have that sort of, some people say chemistry, but it's a love. You know, you got to have a love for the game and a love for the people that you play the game with.
Yeah, that's real. And I think you can't just like plug guys in and think it's going to just work and you can just build the chemistry. Chemistry is kind of a thing that naturally happens. And when you look at 2019, John Brown led the Bills in targets. He had about 40 less targets than Stephon Diggs did this year. So it's not that drastic of an increase in targets to what is called your number one wide receiver. But Stephon Diggs is definitely showing up in his stat book. I mean, he was number one in every wide receiver category except touchdowns this year. He was behind Devontae Adams.
So for me, you know, I'm going to talk a little bit about Buffalo's defense.
Yeah.
Because that's where I think this game is going to have to be won for Buffalo. So, you know, Buffalo, I think offensively, I will say this. Buffalo has to score at least, you know, I like to give you these numbers.
Yeah.
Buffalo has to score at least 28 points to win this football game.
Yeah, definitely. Unless they do something crazy and knock out Patrick Mahomes.
They got to score at least 28 points. So Buffalo's defense has not allowed more than 26 points in their last 8 games. All of which of those... Good. I understand.
Yeah, it's all right, though. It's all right.
All of which are victories.
Yeah.
On the season, Buffalo's defense is actually only allowing 13.1 points per game.
On the season?
On the season.
Oh, that's good. So their defense was...
13.5, excuse me. 13.5.
I mean, that's fantastic. That defense must be up there in the top 10 then.
So, you know, that's something that's super important. And you know, what's interesting is stopping the run. So Kansas City, I think... You know, people take for granted their running game because they're so used to seeing Mahomes and Kelsey and Hill and Hardman and all these weapons and Watkins. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to kind of forget about the running game. The last time these two teams met during the regular season, do you know how many yards Kansas City ran the ball for?
How many?
245 yards rushing.
Wow. Do you got numbers for Hilaire on that day?
I think Hilaire went for like 160.
Wow. Yeah, which... I would be I'm not even surprised. I would be completely shocked if they can run the ball like that again. I think this Bills defense coming into this game now, especially in the playoffs, they've stepped it up, man. You know, they've been stopping the run. They stopped the number one rushing attack in the NFL last week in those Ravens, and they did a pretty good job of doing it, you know. I think with what you said about the points per game, it surprised me a lot because I thought Buffalo's defense was ranked a lot lower this year.
They were not that good this year in comparison to... I remember, I don't know, you know, last year when they started out with that great record, everybody was talking about how good Buffalo's defense was.
Yeah.
And then this year, I don't know how much of it had to do with the improvement that they were making offensively or if their defense just wasn't that good. But when I looked at it and I saw that, because I'm thinking to myself, you know, they haven't allowed more than 26 points a game, but how are they only giving up 13.5 points per game?
No, it's more than that. I'm looking at it here. It seems that so let's see. The Bills during the year it was 22.3. In their last 3, it's 17.7. NFL team opponent points per game. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
I thought the number was too low because they would have talked about that defense a lot more because Baltimore has the number one defense as far as opponents' points per game at 18.5, and the Rams are at 19.3 just behind them.
I'm looking at it. It says points allowed per game, 13.5. And it says the Chiefs are giving up 17 points a game.
That just sounds crazy. Let me go look at their scores real quick.
Buffalo is scoring 31.3 points a game and only allowing 13.5. Kansas City is scoring...
Where are you seeing that at?
ESPN. Team stats. It's crazy, I know, but...
Team rankings has 22 on there. That's where I normally get my stats from.
That's weird. Because I'm looking at the box score and I'm looking at the team stats. I wonder if that's playoffs.
That's interesting. I'm looking at their schedule right now. So let's see. The Dolphins put up 28. The Jets put up 17. The Rams put up 30. Nah, there's no way. 32. The Raiders put up 23. Titans put up 42 points on them.
It's got to be playoffs.
Yeah, it's got to be playoffs.
Playoffs. So,
yeah, see,
still.
That's why I always go right to the site to look at the stat, because if it's a regular season stat.
Yeah, so but, I mean, in the playoffs, that's clutch.
Yeah, it's 2 games. It is 2 games. And they played, 2 pretty ugly games, I'd say. Like, we didn't see the best of Josh Allen last week against the Ravens. You know, and against the Colts, I don't think we saw the best of them either.
And I think that's going to be the interesting thing. So like I kind of put down quarterback heads.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is Mahomes' head physically?
Pause.
Yes. Pause.
Pause. Yes.
And then how is Josh Allen's psyche in his head? Because we talked about this before about how Josh Allen is similar to Lamar Jackson, where they tend to make these mistakes during the playoffs that they don't normally make in the regular season.
Yeah.
And so Josh Allen made a couple of mistakes in these first couple of games. They're kind of, those head-scratching moments, eerily similar to what happened in the Houston playoff game last year. So Josh Allen has to stay out of his own head.
Yeah.
This game. And I think a lot of that is gonna rely on the pace of play. I think the pace of play in this game is gonna be super important for both sides of the ball. And a lot of that's gonna have to do with time of possession and the score differential. Those are the two things that are obviously going to dictate the pace of play. But with Buffalo not running the ball at all, it's kind of difficult for them to be in control of the pace of play.
That's why I think there's more pressure on the Buffalo Bills offense here more than their defense, because you know what the defense got to do. You got to stop Patrick Mahomes and all these weapons. They're going to put up points. Can you keep them under 25, maybe 27 to give your offense a chance to be in this game? But the Bills are so one-dimensional. I mean, look at the way they ran the ball last week. They were averaging 2 yards a carry. They had 16 attempts for 32 yards. The other thing, too, is on third down, they were awful. They were 4 of 13 on third down and still won the game. That you're not going to be able to get it done against the Chiefs with those kind of numbers. The Bills defense, though, I think that they just got to do what they've continued to do. They held the Ravens to 0 for 3 in the red zone. I talked about Teron Johnson, number 24 on this Bills defense, being one of the guys playing outside linebacker as a nickel slot corner, who's a difference maker on this defense for sure. And then I think what is the question with Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Is he going to be playing in this game? Because that changes the running game.
Williams played pretty well last week, too.
He did, but I don't think he's going to be the kind of running back solely that can get it done. And you see they went away from Le'Veon Bell. Andy Reid said, we just went with the hot hand. He said you just kind of get a feel for things in the NFL, and we felt that he was the guy for this. He's been sitting the bench at sometimes a third running back this year.
Yeah.
And he comes in, he has a pretty good game here.
And I told you guys to watch out for Williams.
Oh, yeah, you did. You definitely did say that. But, Honey Badger, I think, on the other side of the ball for the Chiefs, he's going to be a difference maker in this game. If you look at the plays he was making last week, he was everywhere. He wasn't on some plays where he doesn't make the tackle. He's the key reason why the play gets stopped in the backfield.
Facts. And Breeland, too.
And Breeland left the game with a concussion as well.
So, it's going to be interesting to see where these guys are healthy. I don't think there's any question that Patrick Mahomes plays, right?
Yeah, I think he's going to play. Nate been saying, I don't know if you want to rush him back. It was a neck injury. He said it wasn't a concussion, actually. It was some kind of a neck spaz or something happened with his neck. And he's like, you don't want to rush him back off a neck injury. But you know how that neck is. You wake up, just sleep on your bed, on your pillow the wrong way. I've been sleeping on my couch a few nights here off some grinding type vibes and whatnot. And, when you sleep on your neck wrong, you can't do nothing the next day. No. Somebody call your name wrong and you're going to be hurt. I'm telling you, man. So if Patrick Mahomes can go, he's going to go. And I know all NFL fans across the country, they want to see Patrick Mahomes in this game. Nobody wants to see Henny go against Josh Allen. That's not what we signed up for at the beginning of the year. That's not what we pay our hard-earned bucks for. We want to see Josh Allen and versus Patrick Mahomes, two of the best quarterbacks, young quarterbacks in the AFC right now. I'm looking forward to seeing this matchup. And I got to bank on the quarterback. If I got to put my money up, I'm putting it on Patrick Mahomes all day. I don't care if he's coming into this game banged up or not. Josh Allen has not had good games going into these into this championship game. In the playoffs, he's had pretty average games, man.
I think that's been a majority of all of these teams, though. There hasn't been like a crazy game yet, right?
Your boy Aaron Rodgers lit it up. He lit them up. He did exactly what he had to do in that game against the Rams. He lit them up. And then they're coming off a bye, just one game like that. It's perfect. It's like, how you get a tune-up fight in boxing? Yeah. It's like, we're going to give you the Rams for a tune-up fight to go face the GOAT. And same thing with the Chiefs. You got a game where you barely got your quarterback out of there healthy, and you literally are now playing the top guy in the AFC. Everybody knew the Bills were going to be here at the beginning of the year. Everybody knew this. That move with Stephon Diggs, that's the move. But I just think they're super one-dimensional. And what are they going to do when this Chief defense comes out and stops the run? Both these defenses are playing better. So it's up to the quarterbacks, I think. Who's going to have a better game here, quarterback, that's going to be able to really put their team over the edge and take care of the ball and not make mistakes. I got to bank on Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I've seen Josh Allen in both games leading up to this game. In the Colts game, he made a critical mistake late, took that sack late in that game.
Like
they gave the ball
15-yarder.
back, to the Colts, who literally had a chance there. Then the referees end up saving them, not saving them, calling the wrong call, doing all this crazy nonsense at the end of the game, and Stephon Diggs bailed him out in the second game. So, and the defense, that pick six is the difference maker in the game against the Ravens. Without that pick six, if J.K. Dobbins just makes a block on second down there, you're looking at a touchdown and you're looking at a tie game. Instead, you get the pick six on the very next play and you're looking at a 14-point game.
So you're you feel a little bit more confident about picking this game than you did the Green Bay.
Yeah,
Tampa
for
Bay
sure.
game.
I mean, I'm not ruling out the fact that, the Bills could possibly win this game because you never know what a defense is going to do in the playoffs. If they can somehow match up with the Chiefs here in the first half and limit the points and keep the game close, maybe it's 17-14 and a half, or even lucky enough to come out in the first half with a lead, I mean, they're the kind of team that they've shown you already. If they get a little bit of a lead, they can win the game. So I'll give you the score right now. I'm going to go Chiefs in this one. I think it's going to be Patrick Mahomes has to play or throw all this out the window. I want to see another good game from Harrison Butker, a kicker. The 50-yarder that he made in that last game was very clutch. Clean it up, though. I don't want to see you missing that. I think he missed a 38-yarder in that game. Let's go more like 3 for 3. And the Chiefs defense has to come out here and show up again. Against the Browns, I talked about the first couple drives. They started off the first half, and they did what teams try to do against them. Teams usually try to keep their offense on the sideline by using the run, utilizing the run to keep Pat Mahomes on the sideline, control the clock. They had Baker Mayfield only get 3 drives in the first half in that game.
That is crazy. Every time you say that, it blows my mind.
And it was field goal, punt, fumble. So they got to do more of that. I like what I'm seeing out of that defense. Tyrann Mathieu is going to have another good game. Yeah, man, I'll take the Chiefs in this game. And I think it's not going to be that close. I think it'll be like about, I'm going to say 16 at the end of the day. And I'll go 34 Chiefs, and we'll go 18 Bills.
18, huh? That's an interesting one. Look, there's one thing here that Buffalo that I think they're going to have to focus in on that Cleveland did well. Cleveland's red zone defense was fabulous for most of that game. Can they help Kansas City in that red zone? I think they had to kick 3 field goals out of 4 red zone trips. If Buffalo can, it's the same thing I said about Cleveland. Buffalo's going to have to be able to control the red zone. Don't give up the big touchdowns. Force Kansas City to get into the red zone because Kansas City is having trouble in that red zone area. Oh, hey, it's a super sticker. Shout out to Josh for the 99-cent super sticker. It's a super sticker. Super sticker. That sticker's super, yeah.
Hey, give me that 99.
99. 0.99.
Hey, appreciate that, Josh.
Thank you,
I like
Josh.
that Panda logo. That Panda logo is fire, man. My homie Ethan, I'm telling you, he would definitely dig that, yo.
So they really have to do a good job on keeping those long touchdowns from happening and control the red zone because the Chiefs do struggle in the red zone. It's a known fact because they did score on that Mahomes run, the same play in which he got hurt on when they were in the red zone on the first drive. So there's definitely, they have some opportunity. They will have some opportunities. But the question is can they capitalize? It's very difficult to think that they can go score for score with Kansas City. I know, without the running game clicking. Do they even want to run the ball? Like I feel like you're putting your quarterback in a really tough position by not running the ball once for an entire first half of a football game.
Chiefs were 2 of 5 in the red zone in that game against the Browns.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
So, that's where there's only going to be a little bit of room for error for the Buffalo Bills. A little bit of room.
Yeah, 1 turnover, I feel like. If they don't force any turnovers in that game and they turn over 1 time,
it's going to be hard because Kansas City doesn't really turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes had, 5 interceptions all year?
Yeah, 5 or 6.
And 3 of those came in 1 game.
Yeah, 3. And then the other ones came in his last 3 weeks. And the one game was against the Miami Dolphins. They played him well. Miami Dolphins played them real well. And they were right
6.
there in the end.
Yeah, 6 interceptions, 3
Yeah.
against Miami, and then, I mean, that's crazy. So I'm also gonna go with Kansas City.
What you got?
I think it's gonna be closer though. I
I've been
think
picking all these blowouts, man, and they just haven't happened. So I got to get one.
I'm gonna go 27-19 Kansas City. That's where I'm at. 27-19 Kansas City.
I like it. I like it.
So we're looking at Tampa Bay and Kansas City in the Super Bowl, according to Authentic and the Beard.
I think so. I think so. According to America, I'd say we picked it how most people are going to pick it. I don't know about the Bucs though. It seemed like people were outnumbered us on the Bucs.
Yeah. So everybody in the chat, make sure you tell us who you think is going to win the Kansas City Buffalo game. Kansas City or Buffalo? Give me your scores, ladies and gentlemen in the Chizat.
Yeah, let's get these scores before we get out of here one time. Yeah, I want to see what the chat feeling like on this Chiefs game. If anybody got the Bills maybe pulling the upset.
Joseph, when is you guys Cardinals channel going to drop, man? I'm ready. I'm excited to watch you guys talk Cardinals football. Joseph know what he's talking about all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I love chopping it up with Joseph after that Washington game. That was dope.
So we got Chiefs. Here we go. They're coming in now.
Oh, Suchip says Bills. Okay.
Kansas City, Chiefs and Bucks in the Super Bowl. Bills 31-28.
That's a close one.
23-20.
We got a lot of Bills here. I got a couple Bills.
30-24. 35-17. Chiefs.
Chad Henne leads Kansas City to the promised land. I feel you, Sebastian. That's what's up, man.
Sebastian loves him some Chad Henne.
Yeah, Chad Henne could get it done. I think if he plays, he could still get it done.
Bills 28-24. My heart wants Bills, but betting on the Chiefs. Chiefs 34, Bills 31. That's a good score,
That
too.
is a good score. I like that one. I don't see the Bills putting up 31 points, though. No running game. They better try to find a way to run the ball.
What if, like, Singletary goes out and has, like, a 200-yard game?
That'd be amazing.
Out of nowhere.
That'd be amazing. But the Chiefs defense, man, they've been stepping up, man. Playing aggressive, man. They've been balling out. So I'm banking on them, and I'm banking on Pat Mahomes. And I also think the weapons for Patrick Mahomes, it's going to stretch the field and allow them to run the ball easier than the Bills will have a chance running the ball. I just don't want to see Josh Allen getting them fluke plays, where he's just sitting in the pocket, kind of scrambling, rolling out, doing what he want to do. Everybody run down the field, and he just runs down for about 12-yard gain, picks up a first down. I hate seeing that.
How is that fluke, though?
It's just it's coverage kind of fluke vibes because he's a bigger body, but he's slow. It kind of reminds me of Ben Roethlisberger early on, like where you're just like, how did he get that run? How?
I don't know. Josh Allen got some wheels, though. He ain't,
I don't know, man. The speed don't look like,
Yeah, I know.
When it comes to the quarterbacks, the brothers normally got that breakaway quickness speed. Josh Allen kind of seems like, more of like a tractor. He got to get it going before he start rolling. And not even like a Daniel Jones. I feel like he's a lot slower than a guy like Daniel Jones.
I would be an interesting foot race. Josh Allen, Daniel Jones.
Let me see Josh Allen if he ran the 40 one time. I want to see if he ran the 40.
I'm pretty sure he did, but probably not fast.
4.7.
4.7?
Yeah.
So he's a little slower than me.
4.7. 4.7.
What did Daniel Jones run a 40 in, though?
Let's see. I'm gonna say Daniel Jones was like a 4.6.
I bet you he ran a 4.87 at the combine. He just got fast.
You think it just happened? He just hit puberty at like speed. 4.82. Ooh. He was gimping. They have a picture of him. He doesn't look fast here either. Wow. Looking terrible, Daniel. Yeah,
there you go. This is a good one, too. Josh Allen can mow someone over at the goal line,
exactly. And that's what Daniel Jones doesn't have. When he gets out in the open field, Josh Allen can, he doesn't have to slide every time. Whereas when Daniel Jones get out there running, you like, bruh, can you please slide? Slide. Get down. Not trying to see you get hurt, bud.
Man.
So we both got the Chiefs, but we got a lot of Bills in the
a lot of Bills.
What do you say about Jones running a
Packers.
4.6? In his pro day, he ran a 4.6, though.
Yeah, that's about as fast as me.
Yeah, sure.
I run a 4.6, 4.40.
Authentic versus the Beard coming soon. Y'all definitely stay tuned for those. They're going to be hilarious when y'all see the Beard run his 5. I'm going to say you over a 5.
Come on, man.
I'm going to say you over a 5,
Over
bro.
a 5?
Yes. I'm going to say you over a 5. We'll run it like 3 or 4 times and make sure the timing is kind of accurate. I'm going to say your 40 is about 5.1. I'm going to say your field goal distance is probably, I'm going to say a 14. You can make a 14-yard field goal. I'm gonna keep it right there for you. Your cone drill. I gotta look at some other cone drills.
I don't
see where
even know. Look, let me tell y'all something. Back when we was playing football, they ain't have 3 cone drills.
They had it, but it wasn't like a time thing. Yeah.
You did Oklahomas.
Oh yeah, I hated
You ran
those.
up the hill. You hit the sled.
you ran up the hill.
You know what I'm saying? Like
2-a-days. Definitely had 2-a-days back in the day.
2-a-days. They don't even do 2-a-days anymore.
Yeah, they don't do
These
that no more.
kids don't know nothing about no.
But I would tell you this: it's working smarter, not harder. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Now
But
they got a quarterback coach who's just focused on throwing the ball, and a quarterback coach who's just focused on footwork, dropping back and in the pocket. And, it's just a totally different game. They're working a lot smarter now. The diets.
you was getting hit at practice when you played quarterback back in the day. They ain't had no special colored jerseys.
Nah, I won't. I will say we did have a red jersey for quarterback.
For real?
Even on JV when I played
I
quarterback.
don't remember that.
We had a red jersey. Yup.
Maybe that's because I played linebacker and quarterback. They're like, he's okay. He can get hit.
Yeah, they wasn't hitting the quarterback in my day like that. And I remember on defensive days, I've told this story before. They were just like, man, just stand to the side. We don't need you getting tackled. Nah, none of that. You're not gonna be tackling nobody. None of that. We're gonna keep you ready for the game. That's that.
Do you think they do Oklahomas anymore anywhere?
Oh no. Nowhere legal. Not legal. They're not doing that.
They had the other one too, man. The
Bull in the ring.
Yeah, bull in the ring.
Yeah, those were, man. I used to hate those. I used to, when they be calling out people to go do those, I'd be ducking behind linemen like, nah, I'm not doing that because y'all ain't about to have me just stepping and waiting for somebody to hit me. Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Man, I'll tell you, man. Look, my name is Gary. You're Julius. I'm not running
Left
those
side,
two.
strong side, but I'm not. I'm definitely. Maybe I'm left side. Maybe the beard is strong side because I'm not playing linebacker. Nah, cause Gary was the one who got caught up in the accident. That's probably me post accident.
I am Gary, and you're Julius.
I don't know, man. Julius was a tough guy, man.
Yeah.
He was a tough guy. Defensively, that was not my swag for sure.
I was a guy like I played like I had a screw loose.
Yeah, well, we could definitely say you played tough. Tough as you could. I'll give you that. You definitely played as tough as you could. Man. I was more finesse.
I was a little undersized for linebackers, so there was at least once a game. Not gonna lie, I'm a straight shooter, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you know that about the beard yet. There was at least one time a game that I got put on my backside by a fullback.
Oh man, it was ugly. It was. I remember it was ugly. You were getting trampled in some games.
Oh yeah. And
they would. You know how they tell the linebacker meet him in the hole. You be getting met at the second level, just fullback running you over in the second level. Nah, Anthony right about that. Oklahoma's was bad enough, man. If you don't get up off your back quick enough on Oklahoma, you are toast.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Oklahoma is about, your reaction speed to the whistle and the go.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta, I could barely get up off the couch right now. I don't even want to think about doing an Oklahoma.
No, sir. No, sir. Especially where they wear their pads these days. Nah, I'm not doing it. I'm two-hand touch. Even when I played football in high school, I barely got tackled in practice. Like, I remember, pretty much on both hands the amount of times I got tackled in practice because I was like, y'all ain't about to be just clobbering me, man. Al Glay took me out one day. I was like, oh, no, I'm chilling.
By the time I got to high school football, Oklahoma drills and bull in the ring were illegal.
Yeah, we some OGs, man.
Man.
Yeah, my brother was training me back in the day with Oklahoma. I was like, bro, and against dudes like Fats. Fats was like 150 pounds heavier than me. We run Oklahoma's going, and there was no helmet to helmet, no none of that. I was just running and putting the spear of my helmet to the ground. Straight up.
Have you ever done Oklahoma without pads?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yo, do you remember when I flipped Lonnie in the back of Glen Haven off the Oklahoma with no pads? Man, I was so scared. My bro was like, yeah, y'all gonna do the Oklahomas right now. I was like, nah, man. I'm like, Mike, I ain't trying to do this. I literally I got up off my back, ran right at him, and just went down on one knee and put my shoulder, and he just, like an idiot, ran real high at me. Yo, he was like 10 feet in the sky, man. Shoes over his head. Fell on his back, started crying, called his mom. They picked him up. He was out of here. I was a GOAT after that. I was legend after that, yo. They were like, oh, I didn't even see what happened. I literally just ducked down, put my head down, yo. It was a hit to be remembered forever, though.
Like, we could do a whole episode on backyard football games.
Oh, yeah, it was
Authentik and the
crazy.
Beard backyard football games episode.
Side yard. What was the lady who used to live next
Florence.
to you? Florence. She
Let
had
me tell you,
special
that
grass
was like
over there.
that was like it was like I don't know, it was an
Azoiza.
Azoiza, something like
You
that.
could get tackled on that grass and not feel.
But look, let me tell you, that was like the Arena League football field because the yard was so narrow.
Yeah.
And then you had a brick house on one side, and it was uphill too. That back part was uphill. You had a fence in the back, and then you had the rock garden on that side. So
I remember I chopped you down in those bushes one time. I remember I launched you in them bushes, man. Yeah, we go back. That was when we were like 4'5", 4'6". We was little youngins, man.
Don't worry, Sebastian. You're gonna get Authentic versus the Beard combine.
Oh, very soon. That definitely in the off season. Y'all gonna get some of that, man. But any last words, man, for them before we get up out of here? 8:31 on the button.
I'm excited for some football. I hope you ladies and gentlemen are also excited for some football. We're down to it. This is it.
Yeah, this is it, man.
This is going to determine the Super Bowl. I want to thank everybody who tuned in on Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, YouTube. We appreciate all the love and support. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit that thumbs up on your way out the door. Authentic, what you got to say, brother?
That's it, man. Salute to the moderators. Salute to the chat, man. We appreciate y'all, man. I think we're either going to pop up on maybe Saturday night. We'll do a Q&A, or we'll pop up Sunday morning for sure, and we'll do something for y'all. Even though we already previewed these games, maybe we'll kind of do a what's it called in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Like you get a lifeline. Maybe we could switch out that pick because I'm feeling those Packers and I'm kind of feeling those Bills a little bit. We'll see how things progress, especially if we get some news out of Chiefs camp that Patrick Mahomes might not be playing or something like that. I think we're gonna have to just redo this whole thing.
Yeah, and also if there's anything that you guys, the viewers, the fans, that you guys want to see from Authentic and the Beard, make sure you guys drop a comment in this in the video on YouTube,
For sure.
or hit us up on Instagram or Twitter. Let us know what you guys want to see from Authentic and the Beard coming up, for the next couple of weeks and next couple of months, because we do this for you guys.
Facts.
Or they want to know. You gotta tell them neither. Orioles.
Oh, yeah, we both Orioles fans. And I barely watch baseball. These days. I got to get back on it. But I've been mad focused on football lately, like straight up.
It's all about the Orioles. We hate the Yankees. Sorry.
Yeah, he hates the Yankees. I won't go that far. I can't hate a team.
I hate the
right
Yankees.
now, I can't even name players on the Yankees right now. So it's like, nah, I'm not. I can't even say I hate the Yankees. But I got to get back. We don't got a Discord yet, Joseph, but we're going to jump on that soon, man. I kind of want to get a little bit more accustomed to the Discord vibes. And, Beard, man, I was thinking we should start a clubhouse, too, for Authentic and the Beard. So people that are like, moderators and people who hang out in the chat all the time, we could have an open line of, communication with everybody in there where people could just chop it up in the clubhouse whenever we get like some breaking news or something like that,
yeah,
too. So that's
I think that'd be real dope, too. So we're definitely excited for all the stuff that's to come here at Authentic and the Beard, and we appreciate everybody.
Definitely, man. Y'all have a good night, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in one more time. Authentic in the Beard, left side.
Strong side.
Y'all know what it is, man. We'll see y'all either Saturday or Sunday, yo.
Best division in football. Peace.
Yes, sir.